Hello and welcome to another week with Creators Call here on YouTube. I'm glad everybody's here with me today. I have something a little bit different and kind of fun to share with you today. So go ahead and grab your drink, get comfy and grab a snack, and meet me right back here in just a moment, and then I'll give you the backstory on how I came by all this fun stuff. So my husband and I have become involved in a project. Our church has been asked to help come alongside another local church that is kind of floundering. We have been given the opportunity, the members of our church, to help kind of resuscitate and revitalize and just assist this little church. So we have decided to join in that effort. It's actually closer to home a little bit than where we currently attend. The church we currently attend is the church where my husband grew up, and we've been there for about 18 years. However, this little church is not too far down the road in a neighboring town, and it's just cute as can be. So far, the people that we've met have just been wonderful, very nice people, but it was small. The congregation was dying, and so there are several of us from church who are coming alongside to just build it up. Well, recently this church had a church cleanout day. We were cleaning out a basement, a parsonage that's nearby, and two garage/storage shed kind of things. And so there was just a lot of stuff. As part of that, they were just putting everything out, and you could go through and pick up what you want. Once I got done doing my part of the work, then I went and started perusing the tables, and here's what I found. Some of it I have picked up with the purpose of using in my junk journals, but some of it I picked up with the purpose of sharing in my shop for anyone else who is interested. So let's get started. The first thing I did, there were just boxes and boxes of books. And I think, honestly, these had been stored either in a garage or down in the basement. And so the first stack of books that I picked up, I picked them really in mind to keep the covers. So this one is probably one of my favorites. It's a children's book. It's got this cute bunny there, and I'm going to need to clean it up a little bit. It's got such darling pictures in it that can be used in journals, as well as the cover being used. Isn't this cute? So I have some bunny books set aside that I've been wanting to work on, so I think this will make a great cover. And then in addition, I'm going to be able to pull out all of these library pockets and these cute little date due ephemera and things and be able to use those. So there's that one. And then I'll just show you very quickly what these others look like, and I'll try not to shake the camera. It's attached to the table, and as I'm moving things on the table, it's kind of jiggling, so I'll try not to do that too much. Some of these books, as you can see, have just a really pretty pattern and texture on the front. This one's called The Christian Reader. I think some of these, honestly, were meant to look a little bit like a Reader's Digest. I picked this one up because I think it'll be good when I do masculine-themed journals. That's a perfect cover for that. There's this red, kind of a fabric look. This one, the green. And here's another green one. They're kind of plain, but I really got them more for the background color. There's just all kinds of colors and things. I liked this one too for the texture and the color of the cover. I don't know who Miss Willie is or what it's about. It says Farm Journal Book from Walter and Ruth Riddle. I'm tempted to sit down and read them, but I have a feeling that the reason why they were shoved away in a box and forgotten was because they weren't that good. This one I picked up for the color, the pretty shade of yellow. See, most of them don't have images, So I'll be taking out the book blocks and using those for ephemera and things. This one, I really like the cover of the brown. It's just kind of almost a rusty brown. And that's what that one looks like. Huh, interesting. There's these three, again with kind of that fabric canvasy or tweed kind of look. I just really like the color on that one. And then these two, just kind of a basic blue. And also the size. They're just a real nice hold in the hand kind of a size. Most of these are about a Reader's Digest size. This one has a beautiful star on the front. This one has a couple of kids, and it's a dark hunter green. And then this one looks the most like a Reader's Digest, but it is not. Anyway, but I really like the cover on that one. Isn't that pretty? I have picked up a couple of things just for me. One being this wooden box that says Globe. Look at it, it's beautiful. If you like wooden boxes, great for storing all kinds of things. And even if I don't use it in the craft room, I do have need of a new recipe box for my cookie recipes. So I think this will be really cool. I am, however, kicking myself because I did not pick up it was a wooden offering box, and I was trying to be good. I had so much already that I was taking home, and it has this wood lid. It had like a little lock on the front, and then the slot, you know, where you could put the offering. And it was just portable. It was probably a like 9x6 size and about 4 inches deep or so. Really cool. And I was like, no, I've taken enough. I need to just leave it. I can't be greedy. And so I left it, and now I'm really wishing I had taken it. So I'm gonna have to go check out the thrift store where they took everything afterward and see if it's there. I have tried to check it twice, and for some reason it's closed on Mondays and Wednesdays, and that seems to be when I'm available. So anyhow, this one I really liked. It's a Bible cookbook, and I have added pages from this to my Bible journaling packs that are coming soon. Yes, I finally got them assembled. Had some help from my friend Carol, and we tore books apart. I like the cover, so I can still use the cover later, but the recipes are all very unique, very fun. So I may still put some of these in my cookbook packs when I do those too. This one is for me to keep, I think, Stories of the Great Hymns of the Church. I've always wanted a book like this, that they give you the background on how a lot of the different hymns were inspired, what inspired them, and what was going on with the authors and the events surrounding the composition of a lot of the great hymns that we have. Okay, the next two piles I just picked these up because dictionary pages are good for filler. And I actually picked up these two first. There's a dictionary and a thesaurus. And then I saw this guy. He is big and heavy and has lots of really cool pages. Ooh, and some flags. So look at that. Maybe I should just keep this one and use it. I actually have an old dictionary from like 1967 that I keep, that I've had forever since I was a kid, because I like it and it's old, but the spine is coming off. It was one my dad had, and I think he used it at work a lot. This one's actually in better shape. Maybe I should... No, I can't transfer it out. This is only A through L. There was only one volume, so I don't know what happened to the rest of the dictionary. That'd be pretty big, wouldn't it? Then I went and I was looking through different kids' books to put in journals with the cute pages. So I found a few. And a lot of these, of course, have gotten removed from whoever was managing their church library because they either just didn't have a faith-based theme, or they were too old, or whatever. And again, I have all of these library pockets and things. Now, I have a series of these, and I don't have Abraham, but I want to do a series of all of these heroes of the faith kind of journals. I need more hours of my day, more time. I need to not sleep and not have to eat and not get fat sitting. This one's cute. It just has cute graphics, and it would just be fun to add onto pages. What to do when your mom or dad says, clean yourself up. This lady has done a series of books, like children's books on behavior and emotions and attitudes, and they're all very cute, and they have great titles. So what to do when your mom or dad says, be good while you're there. Don't embarrass the family. This one I just love. It's already coming apart. Isn't that pretty? So I can use this cover as a journal, and then all these pages are already removed. Isn't that nice? So pretty. Pretty pictures. I was going through all the books, and then one of the young men who currently attends that church, he's going to be leading the worship, and he came up and we were digging through, and he's like, yeah, I love books and stuff, and I was telling him about junk journals, and he was politely interested. I think there was some genuine interest there too, but I was showing him how we take the books apart, and I was using this book. I was like, look, this one's already taken apart. So it's perfect. And then we had the whole discussion about tearing up books for journals, and I explained to him that a lot of these would have probably just gone to the landfill anyway. But we had a good talk. It was good. This one is really pretty. There's lots of, okay, where's all the color pictures? There you go. Lots of beautiful illustrations. Look at that one's been punched. So I can use it for the pages and the stories. I don't know so much about the cover. The cover's pretty beat up, so I don't know. This one's Tell Me About Jesus, and this one is Tell Me About God. And I have in mind, look at this, really pretty on the inside cover, but that's over it. I have in mind to do one about who is God, a journal about that, or I think it's the book that I had found says, What Does God Do? So I definitely still want to do a book like that, and I think some of these pages would be good in there. Aren't these pretty? I don't know who published these. They almost look like those Whitman. Oh, yep, Rand McNally. So it's like a big version of those little Rand McNally books. That's cool. Tell Me About God. Tell Me About Jesus. This one, Life and Customs in Bible Times. More of almost like a comic book kind of feel. I like the color on the pages too. It's just a little bit different. Nice big illustrations. And then this one, The World into Which Jesus Came. So a little bit more about ancient Israel. And kind of almost like a encyclopedia, children's encyclopedia. So that one's fun. It's just something a little bit different, you know, we can include. Okay, coming to my next pile. There were a whole bunch of old hymnals that they are clearing out. So I grabbed these. There was just kind of a mix. I was just kind of grabbing what all looked different. So these I'm going to use for me. And then I will talk a little bit more about that in a second, but they're really pretty. This one, I looked at the date on the inside, and it was, the original copyright is like 1880 something, but this one was published in 1903. 1883, 1902. So this particular printing was 1902, but I just really like the image on the front. See, they're all just a little bit different. And they're pretty old. Most of them are from the 40s and different kinds of paper. Somebody wrote notes. I'll have to check that out. Oh wow, a lot of notation in there. This is apparently the one that they were using as a standard hymnal, and I have two of it. One is got the red cover and one has the brown cover, and so when I was looking, they were published in the 40s but a few years apart. So this one was 1943, and I believe the brown one says it was 1940. I like the brown cover on the inside. 1940. This one, Favorite Hymns of Praise. They just all look a little bit different. Look, this one has red on the inside cover. The pages are a little bit different and they feel different. The papers are different, the fonts, the prints. This one I liked because it was like the organist binder or whatever, donated when they had a hymnal drive, you know, like the churches used to do to collect their to collect money for their hymnals. People would buy them and then donate them in memory of someone. So this one is in honor of Georgia Mullen, looks like, the organist, and by friends blessed by her service and her graciousness. Oh, that's sweet. So this is the one that the organist or pianist would have used because it has easy turning pages and it lays flat. Oh, and I get a bonus paper clip. Definitely falling apart, but I like that when I take them out, they're going to have these really cool, you know, the torn edges and things. Look at that. So it's just flat in the middle. I was also thinking if I take those out, not sure how I'm going to do that. I might be able to use this as a cover, but I'm going to have to look that over a little bit more just to see how it's constructed. So those are going to be for me. And then I also found some other music. This one's cute. Primary Children Sing. Again with the cute graphics and the cute little pages and the color of the ink, all of that. This one, copyright 1962. Cute. You can tell. And I just love the image on the cover, so couldn't you see putting that on a journal cover or something? Very darling. And then there are just a few little random music books here. I was getting them more for like the pictures and how they look inside, how they're printed, the font, and how the music looks and stuff. These are all kids' songs. I'm gonna set that one aside for a second. Another one, kids' choir. See? Cute pictures, right? Then this particular one, Hymns for Junior Worship. Hymns for Juniors. I actually found this one a few years ago, the hymnal for juniors, at a thrift store, and I had taken the pages and I cut them into paper lace. I cut them into strips, and then I punched the edge with my lace edge punches, and I sold them in the shop. And they're just a really nice size. If I remember right, they're 9 or 10 inches. So I think I may do that again. And then I ended up selling the cover. So I have that in mind for that one, and probably this one, because it's the same size. See this one, property of somebody or other in 1963. Look at that. So I thought I would restock those because they sold out really fast, and it's been a long time since I've made more, but I haven't had the right kind of music. Like the current hymnals I work out of are too short, and those would cover a journal page very nicely. This one, again, cute pictures, cute songs, which would be great for, you know, more youthful journals like my Alice in Bible Land series that I'm slowly working my way through that stack. I'd love to just sit and make journals all day long. And anybody else with me on that? Isn't this cute though? This has the pictures in the margins and just adorable. Super cute. Super cute. Then I had these. These were different cantatas, but look how old that is. It's very soft. It's almost like the comic book pages. You know how the old comic book pages were that really soft paper? So this one, let's see if we can find our, well, that says copyright 1899, but when was it printed? I'm not sure when exactly it was printed. I don't think it's quite that old, but maybe. Copyright 1899. They don't say which printing it was. This looks more like the 30s or maybe the 20s. 20s or 30s. Anyhow, isn't that cool? So there's that one. And then there's this one, the Women's Choir, also by Lorenz. This one, the copyright 1914. See? So I'm looking at the style and how the binding is. I'm going to say these are closer to 1914, 1920 maybe. But these would also make really nice paper lace. And then I could add this as on the front of a journal cover as a panel. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? And then there's this one, The Light of Christmas, a Christmas choir cantata. You get a free piece of ephemera. 1948. And here's all the songs that are in it. That's cool. This one's in really beautiful shape. Very clean. Oh, got more free ephemera. Oh, look at that. This is an order of service. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Aren't those neat? Okay. So while I'm thinking about it, I will be offering up some of these music selections, hymn books and things in my shop. However, I already have several packs of vintage music. I have a video that I can link up in the cards up here, and it highlights all of those different packs, but they're all vintage music, anywhere from the 30s through to the 70s, and I have lots of different bundles. So I just wanted to remind everyone about that again. Now this book, I picked it up because of just how it looks on the inside. It's similar to like a dictionary or something like that, a reference book. Oh, that's cool. More free ephemera. I'm going to check that out in a bit. But I just liked how the pages look, and those would be fun to include as basic pages in junk journals. And that brings me to now my last and final batch, things that I am going to be offering to all of you. All right, now this stack is stuff that I picked up to offer in my shop. So it's always fun to have a hymnal or some kind of music book. And I was just talking about the other music book bundles that I have available in my shop. But these I picked up. There's quite a stack. Here, I don't want to get too close, but I don't have a lot of room here. Hold on. Picked up these. They were all in a box. Sorry about the jiggles. And these are bound. These are older, like those other ones we were just looking at. And these are Christmas music, offered by the Hallmark Company. So as you can see, a couple of them have lost their binding, but most of them are in really good shape. I'm looking for the copyright on this one. These older books, you know, sometimes they put them at the end. Sometimes they just hide it. 1915. That's cute. Look at these neat pages in here. Huh. One of the things I want to do after COVID is a thing of the past, as we're all getting closer to getting our shots and our vaccinations and being out and all about in the world again, is I want to resume my piano lessons, I think, and I would also like to rejoin a choir. I had heard about a community choir, so I would like to join that. So anyway, back to the topic, and that is that these will be offered up in my shop, and I will be offering these up individually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10. And then the next thing I will be putting in the shop are hymnals, intact hymnals, okay? So I picked up, try not to jiggle the camera, it's almost impossible. I picked up 6. So this is the same as that binder that I showed you, but these were the individual hymnals. And I thought it was interesting that they have people's names on them, like they were set aside for whomever if they wanted to come sing. I'm guessing it was the choir, and maybe these were the choir hymnals that they sang out of. That's great. So these 6 will be available, and because I picked up those other hymnals for me, I am also going to release some of my hymnals that I have been saving. They have a blue cover. I don't have one handy here to show you. But I will also add some of those to my shop, because obviously I'm not going to need all of them since I just picked up like 7 other hymnals. And I like the variety of how the pages look in these other hymnals. So I will be having these 6, and then I'll have a few more that are a different style. They're from the 1970s with a blue kind of a fabric denim-y looking cover. So those will be in my shop soon, if not by the time you see this. And then the last thing that I have, I'm super excited about, are these. So these were printed up. Let me show you the box again. It says Offset Art is in this box. And then they're calling these art folders, but they're actually Christmas music that somebody had printed up. And these were all Christmas Eve programs. So they had set these aside because these did not get centered when they printed. Now these are little booklets of Christmas music, and there's quite a lot in here. And so I'm guessing that they just sang through the hymns and read through the story, because there's quite a few pages in this booklet, but it's a program. I'm guessing it was like a congregational sing, and then you could follow along. And these are in the box because they weren't exactly centered. Well, we don't care. We're junk journalers. I have quite a lot of these, and so I'm thinking that I may sell them in like little 2-packs for a decent price. Now, I have seen similar to this going for $4 a piece on Etsy. And I don't know that I want to charge $4 a piece, but I might do a 2-pack for like 2 for $5 or 2 for $4 or something. We'll just have to see. I don't see a date as to when these were printed, but they look a little bit older. Maybe even the 80s. If I find a date, I'll put it in the listing. Yeah, I found this whole box, so I grabbed them so that I could put them in the shop for people who want junk journal music. But even the box looks old, although that doesn't mean anything because some of these companies kept the same graphics and logos from the 50s clear on in. I almost forgot to show you guys a couple of other things that I also found at the clean out day. I found an entire bag of these really cool embroidery hoops, and they are definitely older. They're in the packaging right now because I have already packed them up and they're listed in my shop already. So if anyone is interested in an embroidery hoop. Now this one is a single hoop. It did not have the interior. I think it was a 7-inch. They all say in the listings what their sizes are. This one was a 3-pack. This one, I packaged them together, and I think it was like a 3, a 5, and a 7. I think you'll have to check the listing again. And then this little bag had 5 of the little 3-inch hoops. I wanted to mention those. And then in that same bag, there were some doilies. So I picked out a few and I left the rest that didn't seem that interesting. This one I really, really liked because it has the house and the tree, and it looks like a little cityscape. So I think that would be really pretty on a journal cover. Also, somebody took the time to embroider these cute little hanging baskets on the front, so that's a unique touch. However, the orientation of this, to put it on a cover, it's not going to show up. These guys are going to be on the back. So anyway, then another one of these was these little armchair protectors, anti-macassar, right? Is that what it's called? And then the last one was this cute little Battenberg lace doily that I brought home. So those were just some other fun additions. Also, while I was thinking about it, I took a second to grab these hymnals that I was talking about also adding to my shop. These are the ones from the 70s, and I do have quite a few of them. Some I've dissected for my use, but since I have so many and since I picked up those others, I'm going to let some of these go. As you can see from their spines, they are in varying stages of condition and wear. So some are a little more worn. This one has something spilled on the spine. This one is spine splitting. I don't know yet how many I will have in my shop, but I will put a few of those in there because now I don't need as many as I have, clearly. Anyhow, I will get back to the rest of the video. So that is what I had to share with you today. It was just a lot of fun to be able to bring this to you and to be able to show you what I found. And I think I come from a family of pack rats, and I've tried very hard to overcome that. But when it comes to seeing things just getting tossed or I don't know, just things that I think other people can use, I tend to snatch them up. So hopefully you guys are all seeing things here that you like as well. So by the time you see this video, if it's not all listed in the shop, it soon will be. I have several videos where I need to highlight new product for my shop and stuff, but this is more of a haul video for you guys. Okay, to close today, this is another book that I picked up and I really liked the cover. It does have a few quotes in here and inspirational thoughts that I think I can use. So today we are going to read a couple of them. Oh, you know what? I titled this Junk Journal Haul from Church and a Fun Announcement. Yes, so I'll get to the announcement after this. Hold on. All right. So the first thing I wanted to read, this little excerpt, is from the Hebrew morning service. So it says, "Unable to thank him. Though our mouths were full of song as the sea, and our tongues of exultation as the multitude of its waves, and our lips of praise as the wide extended firmament, Though our eyes shone with light like the sun and the moon, and our hands were spread forth like the eagles of heaven, and our feet were swift as hinds, we should still be unable to thank thee and to bless thy name, O Lord our God and God of our fathers, for 1,000th or 1/10,000th part of the bounties which thou hast bestowed upon our fathers and upon us. So even if we were to praise him and our mouths never could stop and we were always joyful, if we had all of our strength and speed and ability, even if we had all of that, we would still be unable to thank him even the teeniest little bit for everything that God has done for us. And I just think it's beautiful. So I'm going to let it sit here for a sec so you can read it again. There you go. I just really like that. So that's our thought. And then the last thing, I liked this because it's spring. And I saw this. It's called a rainbow trail. And it says it's from a Navajo song. So we're going to believe that that's true. Walk on a rainbow trail. Walk on a trail of song, and all about you will be beauty. There is a way out of every dark mist over a rainbow trail. So that's a little song of hope. Isn't that beautiful? But I like the imagery of the rainbow, and because it's spring and we're getting our rains, I'm going to show you a few pictures here. Isn't that great? It's a neat little book. I like the pictures in it, so I will be using the cover because I like the cover, I like the size, and some of these pictures are really cool. Neat, huh? Okay, so on to the announcement. What is my exciting announcement? Woohoo! Exciting announcement! I'm filming this a little bit ahead of when you see it. And by the time you see this video, I should be getting close to 500 subscribers. Because we've hit 500, it is time to have another giveaway. So I have to decide what it is I want to do, and then I've got to make it. Just wanted to let you know that's coming up because it's fun. It's just fun to know those things and to have something to look forward to. All right, well, I've kept you long enough. I'm sure you all have things to do today. And until next week, please be inspired and do something creative today. Bye-bye. See you next Wednesday.